little experiment over the last 2.5 years where I Google searched, how can I manage my time more effectively? And I've looked at how many results there are. So stick with me, because over the last 2.5 years, the amount of search results that come back for how can I manage more time effectively have increased by 6 billion.
Wow.
What that tells us is that people are searching for a better way to manage their time. 6 billion. It went from 514 million to 6.37 in 2.5 years. But the reality is we actually don't need another time management tool. We've done the courses, we've read the books, we've got all the tools at our fingertips. If we don't first work on things like our belief around time, then it doesn't matter what time management tool you have, it will never do its job, which is, I think, why we're seeing the increase in people needing and wanting this information. I even think one of my favorite resources to share is the Big Rocks video with Stephen Covey. It's in the late 80s, big shoulder pads, the big hair. But the reason I bring that up now as well is that was back then, and we're still looking for a better way to manage our time. So if we can just pop the pause button on what we're doing for a second and actually start reflecting on things like, what are my beliefs around time and how is this serving me? A classic example is ban the B word, people, right now. Ban the word busy. So again, I think about a client who we talk about it in the book, who was a new leader and really wanted to succeed. Another James, this is. We seem to attract working with James. So James H, he really wanted to succeed. But he got caught in this cycle of busy, and he thought that by asking for help, that's showing a weakness. His beliefs around how he's managing his time and asking for help weren't serving him. So when we were able to have a conversation around, okay, what if you actually just remove that word from your vocabulary? This was a mission that I went on in corporate years ago, because what's the most common answer that you get when you ask people, how are you? They say busy. And so then we're keeping ourselves stuck in that perpetual cycle of busy trap. So that is my challenge. Things like beliefs and the subtleties of language. What are you telling yourself? Just to build on that a little bit, I also want to kind of look at this from the perspective of, we can either live our life living in busy or being in busy, or we use the terminology in the book, we can move to a place of living. It doesn't mean you don't have a lot going on. It doesn't mean that, we're all just as busy as the next person, but we have the same amount of time in the day. So it just means that we can come to a place of mindfulness. We can come to a place of appreciating moments, even when it feels really chaotic. So beliefs are really important. We don't need another time management tool. The boundaries that we set for ourselves as well really help move from busy trap to time freedom, and understanding what is right for my unique me. What's my internal driver? So things like, am I a morning person? Am I a night person? What type of clients do I want to work with? What type of work? How can I empower my team to step up so I can step back and we can all be living in our genius zone?